Hello, my name is Kevin Epling, and I have been working for anti-bullying legislation here in Michigan since about 2005. What we had occur on November 2nd here in the state of Michigan was, in a word, just ridiculous. I believe my head is still spinning, and at times left me very speechless yesterday. We had a bill that had been reintroduced, revisions were made, no one was notified, and was entered into a roll call at the very last minute. I had enough time to be notified by senators about the bill, to write a response, and to basically email a response to what had happened and turn on Michigan government television and hear my words being read on the Senate floor. That's how quickly things worked yesterday. And it was not in the best interest of our kids. At issue is that the Republican leadership at the last minute added a paragraph to Matt's Safe School Law that would basically say it is okay to bully or to ignore instances of bullying based on your own religious belief and or moral convictions, which is contrary to the rest of the bill, and it is definitely contrary to what I have been telling students to step in and step up when they see this taking place in their school. As a society, we need to decrease the bystander effect, those who sit idly by and watch as things happen. This new line in the legislation actually will allow people to do that based on their moral beliefs that they thought that person deserved it. No one is deserving of inappropriate behavior. Everyone is deserving of respect and tolerance. I also want to take the opportunity to thank the Democratic leadership, namely Senator Whitmer and Senator Anderson, for their leadership, and for all the other members who actively stood up and voiced their opinion in opposition of the inclusion of this new language into Matt's Safe School Law. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for looking out for our children. One of the things that upset me the most is that not one Republican leader in our Senate looked within themselves at their own moral convictions and said, this is wrong. This will create more tension, more strife in our schools. They simply sat there, drank the Kool-Aid, and voted yes. That was the negative bystander effect. None of them stood up for our kids when they needed it the most. They stood up for their party. I have never been about a party or one particular group. I have always been about doing what is best for our children and making a change for them. We, as the adults, have ruined the system. We need to listen to our students, what they're telling us of what they need from us to make a difference. This new piece of legislation is not it. I'd like to be very clear about this. I am in no way about restricting people's religious freedoms. Religious differences make us special, and when we celebrate those differences, that's when we learn more about other people. I had the fortunate opportunity, my best friend growing up was Jewish, and I had the opportunity to sit in on their Passover, sit in on their Hanukkah. That formulated who I am today because I wanted to experience that. That's what we need to do. We need to celebrate our differences. We in no way should put anything in any piece of legislation giving someone the right to assault, intimidate, or harass someone else because their religion tells them it's okay. It's not okay. And I have devoted many hours of my own personal time on this particular issue because I feel that we have to get a handle on this. This is the #1 issue in our school. And we cannot have any line in any piece of legislation to give people a pass because of their religious or moral convictions. They need to follow the rules just like everyone else. And for years we were told under no certain circumstances were there to be any special protected classes in any piece of anti-bullying legislation. And that is what has held this up for so long. And now, for the very first time, we're almost there, and they throw in a special protected class. It doesn't make sense. And we can't keep reinventing this wheel. We are almost there. We need parents to call the house. We need students to call the house. Teachers, make sure that they take out the provision for religious freedom, and make sure they're talking about reporting and actively monitoring cyberbullying on and off school property, and not only if it's owned by the school. That's another loophole. And finally, Matt was a student who went out of his way to help other people. He was a well-liked person. He had a great personality. He had friends from across the spectrum, many of them who came to our home, and we enjoyed those days when they were in our house. Matt's world was rocked when students who didn't care about some of those things decided to assault Matt for the fun of it. Maybe because they didn't like something about Matt, because he was different, because he was a leader. It didn't matter. They didn't have that right. And in no way should we legislate a right to assault other people. Our legislators have missed the intent of this bill. And they have also tarnished the memory of the person it's named after because they don't understand who he was. And they haven't talked with us, the family, as to what we are trying to do. That's why I'm ashamed of this law. They have tarnished the person who it is named after. It does not reflect our beliefs nor Matt's beliefs. And I would like, on behalf of Matt, our family, extended family, to request a written letter of apology signed by all members who voted yes on this particular piece of legislation. You have tarnished something that should be celebrated for all the students of Michigan, and you did that for your own petty needs. Respectfully, again, I would like to request a letter of apology.